what about the mystery house? What do you think I'm going to show you there?
I think you're going to go something quirky new today, because I think that just is totally opposite to what we've put out in our brief, really, I think.
Do you?
I think it's going to be a chapel conversion or something like that. Yes.
My lips are sealed, of course, at this point. All will be revealed. You kind of feel, I think, like you have a good idea of what you want. But from my perspective, I don't know if you actually do.
I think you're probably quite right. It's the first time we've actually been looking at inside and around a house as a potential purchase. But we've also found it very interesting and refining down what we do like, but also what we don't want, and what's more important than we previously thought, and what is less important, such as I actually picked up yesterday at the first house, that actually views are quite important. Because if I'm going to be in the country, I want to be able to see it. And another aspect for me is, of course, is that the study is important.
And Jo, what about you?
I do want a reasonable sized garden that I can actually spend a lot of time in. I probably want a smaller house than I first anticipated, because I think it would be more cosy, and probably I don't want one that's too remote. We've always been part of a community, and as much as we quite like being on the edge of a community, I think we like being able to join in as and when we wish.
Quite excited about the mystery property.
So the pressure's on for me to find your property.
No, not at all.
Both your socks off.
Not at all, not at all. I'm sure you'll rise to the challenge, Ginny.
For our mystery property, we're heading to the small village of Wormelow Tump. South of Herefordshire, the Tump itself was a mound, which local tradition claims was the burial place of King Arthur's son. Having been flattened to widen the road in 1896, there's a local garage and a pub here. With the greater amenities of Hereford nearby, it's just a short drive to our next property, which is blessed with a stunning setting.
It's not so much a mystery house as a mystery mansion.
Wow.
Goodness.
It is stunning, isn't it?
It's been bought by developers and it's been turned into 12 extremely high-end luxury apartments and 2 houses. I know you've lived in properties all over the world, different kinds of properties.
Never a stately home.
Have you ever come across a stately home in your travels before?
No, we haven't.
No.
A few officers' messes like stately homes,
Yes,
but never actually lived in one.
No.
It's communal living. It's very different. I know that you had these ideas about the lifestyle you were going to have here in Herefordshire, and I just thought, well, you know, why not challenge that?
Yes.
It's very beautiful.
Yes.
You have a view.
Yes. Fantastic views.
And it's a different thing to consider.
It is. Oh, it is.
I quite agree.
And it is in the scheme of things. It is something that we should consider, because it's, you know, one avenue.
It challenges our thoughts.
Yeah.
We would probably never have looked at something like this.
I guess not, somehow. But it's inside this house that you really, you know, get the feeling for how stunning it is. So I think we should go in and take a look.
Certainly.
This Victorian Gothic manor house was constructed in the 1860s by Sir James Rankin, whose family made their money through timber and shipbuilding. Steeped in history, it also spent former years as a factory and prisoner of war hospital during the Second World War.
So I just thought I'd bring you into the entrance hall. Yeah.
Look at the chandeliers up there.
I mean, it's Gothic architecture at its finest.
Look at the fireplace.
It's beautiful. How does this style appeal to you?
It's a different period of architecture, but it has that immenseness of it that I'm not overawed by. I'm actually drawn into it. I think it's stunning.
So how do you think it would be welcoming your friends and your family into this entrance hall?
Well, you could just imagine walking through there, through that huge Gothic door and saying, please come into our house, coming through, walking up those stairs, so that it just blows people's minds, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, luckily, the apartment that we're going to show you, the show apartment, is on the first floor. It's the only one that's ready at the moment. And it's fantastic because we get to take advantage of going up that lovely staircase.
The show home here mirrors the style and layout of the apartment Jo and Pete would be able to buy.
So, come on in.
Oh, my goodness.
Very, very clean. Oh, goodness me.
high ceilings. Yeah.
So you've got the beautiful original features,
Yes.
those lovely, lovely tall
windows
windows, the
are
original
gorgeous.
doors, but then you have the modern touches as well that I know appeal to you both.
The height, the spaciousness and the clean, uncluttered lines. It's when the doors are absolutely stunning, aren't they?
I really wanted to challenge your
Yes.
perceptions of what
Yeah.
your journey could be like, of what your escape to the country could be for you.
You're impressing us. You're making our decision hard.
Well, I might be about to make that decision harder because, Jo, I know the kitchen really matters to you, and I know you're going to like this kitchen.
Oh, OK.
There we go.
Wow. That's a really good open kitchen, isn't it?
It's a lovely space, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's the ceiling heights.
Yes.
The door heights are half the height of the room.
Yeah.
And look at the view out of the kitchen. Sheep.
Yeah, we could watch sheep even if we couldn't have our own, couldn't we?
Is it too modern for you? Do you think it complements the property?
I think it does, yes. It's that new and old again.
Could you imagine, a family get together and a meal in
Lots
here?
of working space, lots of good working space.
I'd really like to show you the master bedroom and its view.
Wow.
With 2 double bedrooms, a second bathroom, and an office on offer in this spacious single-level apartment, it's the aspect from the master that's hard to beat.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, that's
What a
nice
view
to
from
wake
the
up
bedroom.
to, isn't it? It's a
really
lovely
is.
sized bedroom.
You've got a beautifully finished ensuite bathroom. Do you think you'd have a good night's sleep in a room like
I
this?
think so, yes. You'd almost want to wake up early to see the view.
Yeah.
But again, it's those stunning high windows. It's letting so much light into the room.
But can you both imagine living here?
I could.
I'm not so sure. I know we're not getting any younger, but I'm not quite ready for this. 10 years down the line, I think it would be fantastic. I've still got that little bit inside me that wants to try and make my garden and make my home.
I am still keen to show you the gardens because, as you can imagine, they're as stunning as the house.
The immaculate communal gardens elegantly sweep around the mansion and, along with the upkeep of the main building, have maintenance charges of £2,000 a year.
So these will form part of the communal gardens and you'll have a veggie plot to grow your own vegetables in.
It's a fantastic place. Scenery and setting, but not just yet.
I could imagine myself here, but maybe not at this time of my life.
Well, let's price the show property that I've shown you. It's a 2-bedroom property. It's got generous living space. It's got access to the communal gardens. Who wants to go first?
I'll say budget, 450,000.
I'm going to say more. I'm going to say 475.
OK, that's quite interesting. The two of you are way off the mark, actually, completely, because it's massively under your budget at £359,000.
Wow, that sort of price, that's good value, I think.
I'm impressed at the price.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
That's a good price.
Go and have a poke around and have a look, because it's a really interesting place to explore. So just, go on,
Okay.
I'll come and
Thank you
catch
very
up
much.
with you.
Thank you.
At £141,000 under budget, this Gothic-style apartment with uninterrupted stunning views offers an alternative, modern and characterful home in the style that Jo and Pete are fond of.
It's a very impressive structure. As you look at the building, it takes your breath away.
Oh, it's another nice size room, isn't it? Good size for a spare room, and lovely
The
views.
heights, the view,
Yeah.
stunning.
I don't think it's really wowing me as a house.
I am tempted by this. This is low-maintenance living where we could come in and do very little.
Yeah, it's been a great opportunity to see a different style of
Something
living.
very, very different.
But unfortunately,
Not for
I'm
us.
not ready for it yet. The mystery apartment, it has got some nice features about it, but I can't see it becoming a home.
I think we challenged you with this property. I just don't know if we challenged you at the right point in your lives.
I think you're correct.
I think so too.
But I do think we have a lot of talking to do, so let's go and get a cup of tea.
Yeah, I think so.